BMW. Ask around and not a single person in will not have heard of the big German car brand. Stylish, modern, luxurious, fast. These are all the words relatable to a BMW, and without exception, the car that we will be taking a look at today, the BMW X6. Now just imagine merging two things that are meant to never touch, like a phone and a toaster, or a thing and a hot soldering iron. Well, in the car world such rules also exist, and merging a coupe with an SUV is one of them. What BMW has done with the X6, however, is very close if not exactly that. The BMW X6 is supposed to be mainly an SUV, a big and sporty all-terrain vehicle for those with both good income and taste. It is also, however, a coupe, for those who wanted a big car that looks great from the outside, but is also very cozy on the inside. Now, the X6 takes a loss from its little brother the X5 when it comes to the front part, a massive grille which becomes bigger and meaner with every new generation. The same can be said for the air intakes. Together with the sleek and similarly styled lights, the front looks pretty badass. Moving on to the sides, we start to deviate from the X5. The roof slowly bends downwards and meets the rear of the car. The windows follow this line perfectly, and together with its massive wheel arches make the sides look sleek and elegant. As you move towards the back, the X5's influence stops. The cornered look is gone, with the rear stylized to resemble a coupe, throwing in a lot of smooth curved lines mixed with the sharper ones, and a massive rear window as well as fancy LED and xenon lights. The car overall mixes sharp and flowing lines all around. And let's be honest here, a phone toaster might look weird and ugly, but this car certainly doesn't. In fact, it looks fantastic, and that deserves at least some praise. The interior follows the exterior's design language, with smooth lines everywhere. It looks and feels expansive, it's nicely crafted, and what's more important, everything is simple and easy to use. Getting used to the buttons and joystick takes no time, and they're a joy to use. The seats are, as expected, excellent, providing a great balance between comfort and sportiveness. The leather is great, and stitching is amazing all around. Plastics are good, although metal would have better for this price point. Overall, the interior is excellent. However, we doubt it's ideal for activities such as camping, going to the beach, or taking your dog anywhere. Much like the rest of the car, it's better suited to staying clean and sanitary and certainly not performing any SUV activities. I mean, we know it's an SUV, but you could scratch the paint or get the carpets dirty. The central 10.2-inch screen is elegantly embedded and looks great. The graphics are beautiful, and menu and layout has impressed us and proved itself to be a very useful assistant during the journey. The navigation, with advanced 3D graphics and real-time updates on traffic, along with 20 GB of internal media storage, helps you to stay focused on the road, while making sure you have everything you need at the push of a few buttons, even while you're driving. We're going up the hill, and that means what? Right, that means that we can finally talk about the specs of this vehicle, and the factory is telling us that we have 630 Nm of torque and 313 horsepower. However, that does not matter, because the only thing you have to know is that this vehicle is quite fast. It's quite fast for a 2 tons SUV filled with diesel engine, which is not 4 liters but 3 liters, 4ODs, just a name. And another thing you have to know is that it's a BMW, and that ultimately means that the steering is amazing. And I cannot find any other words to describe it, because the precision is there, the accuracy is there, the responsiveness is also there. And the pleasure of driving is also here. Wow! Whoa, 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 whoa. It's super responsive, it's super elastic, and it's not demanding that much from you, because if you know the old BMWs, they tend to be quite difficult to control in the time. Well, this one, it does everything to help you. It has lane assist, it has speed limit warning, it has everything really, including 360-degree camera, which we'll talk about later. But for now, what you have to know is that if you buy this car, it will give you maximum pleasure of driving, yet without limiting you from making crazy things. However, the magic of BMW's famous handling disappears over 100 km/h. Despite the wide and massive wheels, along with the generous amount of intelligent assists, the car cannot escape physics and converts from a fast and fun car into something big and hard to manage. Another important thing to know about this vehicle is that it can be multi-tool. You have several modes to play around with, and the first of those modes is called Eco Pro, which basically makes it super slow, super unresponsive to the throttle, yet you still have amazing steering and you have amazing fuel efficiency, which decreases every kilometer you drive. The next mode is called Comfort, and that basically means comfort. Your steering wheel is nice and easy, your throttle response is alright, and you can simply enjoy vehicle in the city or on the highway or whenever you want. The next mode is called Sport, and that basically makes BMW a BMW we'll love and know. It's super responsive, super tight steering, super crazy atmosphere in the car. But then BMW thought, why not to make something else? So they added Sport Plus, and that simply changes the entire vehicle. You have super responsive throttle, you have super tight steering, and what's scary and cool at the same time is that you turn off the traction control. And with this mode, I think you can take this one to the racetrack without any issues whatsoever. But as you all know, we always obey the law, so we always put in comfort mode and we go within speed limits. That's right. However, all these fancy modes cannot solve the problems this car has. Not only it doesn't really give you the driving pleasure you would expect from a BMW, but it doesn't really perform well as an SUV either, thanks to its coupe-like body. The problem becomes only worse once you try to fit something, or someone, in the back of the boot. Having previously a Q7 at our disposal, we were expecting a BMW to make something on par with it. But despite all the focus around X6, the car simply doesn't perform well in either of the classes. Furthermore, the price of a nicely equipped model will leave you 100,000 euros poorer, and 1 point something seconds faster than the man in the Q7, who happens to be 30,000 euros richer than you and spends half as much on fuel as you do. Not to mention, he can go off-road. Yeah, don't try to go off-road on this one, trust us. So, is the BMW X6 a good car? Well, the materials used are excellent and is a step above its competitors. It has to be one of the most luxurious interiors of any SUV. Its acceleration and speed in general is incredible for its class, and it has a great infotainment system which rivals Audi's in every way, shape or form. And you get a lot of show-off points which you can redeem at your local town center or the next party you're attending. We certainly did, and it's hard not to do in this car. Yet, as badass as it looks, and is, the X6 is simply not practical, especially for its price and even more for its size. And that is the reason why, at the end of the day, we would take the Q7 back home with us. Sorry BMW, maybe next time.